is piss faced the term?
Maybe not like piss face, but like it's PBR, so like I don't
honestly,
know.
Yeah, I think that might be the term for getting drunk on PBR.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're thinking
exclusively that one.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Howdy.
Some of you might know me, some of you might know some of these folks, but many of them will be strangers to you. This is session 1 of The Depths, which is a Dungeon Classic campaign that we're going to be running, hopefully for a while, but who knows? Might all just end in terror. Who can say? So let's take a moment, go around, and we will introduce the people, and we'll introduce their characters. That's characters, because in Dungeon Crawl Classic, when you start a game, everybody rolls up just a fistful of peasants, of intrepid young lads, and that first session is not kind to them. But we'll start. Let's go around by the order that people are in the overlay. So let's start with Tristan.
All right. Hello. My name is Tristan. I do some like YouTube and Twitch things. I can't remember what my current Twitch channel is actually called, or I'd plug it. But I'm currently playing the 3 characters: Maxwell Boyd, who is a postal worker and generally reasonably nice guy; Ruben Gillespie, who is a customer service representative and overall decent guy; and finally Jasper Snyder, who is an art student and
Zeus, who are your characters?
Oh, we're going me next? I'm next.
Oh.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yes, who is?
I have Philip Jones, the daycare attendant, Cassius Brampton, the line cook, and Whitney Bell Mason, the personal trainer. I had to squeeze it in.
All right. Good old WB, huh?
WB.
He returns again. All right, Dylan, what you got?
Hi everybody. Tom just said my name, so you already know it. I'm playing Jenny the Drill Cartwright, Claude or Claudie. He his friends call him Claudie. Stemple and Kevin Ace Tofu Chow, former esports professional. But no, Jenny works at Home Depot. Claudie is a driving instructor.
All right.
That's my roster.
Excellent. All right, Paul. Hit me. Who are you rolling in with?
So I'm Paul, first time streamer, never done this before. I have Nigel, Carlton, and Aldrich. Nigel is a professor. He's a adjunct professor. Carlton works in a warehouse, and Aldrich is a landscaper. And I'm kind of waiting to flesh them out a bit till I see who lives through this session. So next time I will have more for you on the personality of anybody who's not dead.
That's definitely the way to do it in DCC. You save that backstory. You save it.
Well, if I write them all individual backstories, then I'll miss them when they're gone. And
there you go.
I want to be okay with their deaths for this session.
That's the spirit. All right, Pug, you up?
You can just call me Paul. It's fine.
I'm gonna get it wrong for everybody. Everybody
fine.
who wants their real name, I'm gonna use their fake name. Everybody who wants a fake name, I'm gonna use their real name. I'm a disaster.
It's a good thing pugs are universally loved. I went the Nuzlocke route and made sure I would be as attached to all of my characters as possible because I thought that's what we were supposed to do. So I'll be playing Faust, who is a barista, Maggie Coughlin, the youngest of the 3, and a driving instructor as well, and Scott Coughlin, who is a carpenter.
All right. And last but not least, Deadeye, can you tell the class who brought the party?
Certainly. I also went the old Nuzlocke route to feel bad when these people inevitably bite the dust. I'm bringing Arthur Cooley, who is a mid-50s postal worker. Frail looking, has glasses on. I'm also bringing Lionel Mosley, who is a firefighter who, let's just say he's not the best specimen of mankind. Leave it at that. And lastly, I'm bringing Freddy Hooper, who is a coughing mess of a foundry worker whose lungs are just ravaged by years of working in an iron mill. He's not pretty.
90. But as to exactly where, I'll leave that to, it's definitely somewhere between Buffalo and Albany. But more specifically than that, you're all going to a show tonight. The Carthage Anti-Masonic Lodge, which, like the VFW, you can rent that thing out for like $50 a night. It's a fantastic venue if you're a small band trying to get going. So why are you let's do some introductions. So like whose group wants to show up first and why are they here? All right, Paul, you're up.
My group shows up probably half an hour ahead of showtime because they like to be very punctual. And as a group of 3 high school, elementary, then middle, then high, then college friends, they're pretty sure that this is a rock show. So they have all shown up in knee-length khaki pants and powder blue shirts with their rock hammers and their backpacks filled with feldspar and quartz and other, samples to show off.
Yeah, you got the weekends mixed up. I'm sorry, it's at the 29th? Oh, I thought it was the 22nd. The inside, I don't know if you've ever been to one of these places. It's almost like just sort of a big sort of like a conference room. Basically, there's kind of like a little like a little crappy bar in the back, but there's nobody here because they've rented the venue for the night. So there's lots of cheap card tables and folding chairs that people are setting up, and so I guess your characters are sort of milling about with each other as mineral enthusiasts.
They might be trying to score a card table to set up their display.
Yeah, you're getting into a very confused conversation with the band as they're setting up. So who's next?
Nice.
I can go next, I guess. Claudia Stemple is a big fan of Revelator, man. He's like late 40s, early 50s, but that doesn't mean he can't be cool still, right? He can still like what the kids like. So he has expressed a abiding desire to go to this Revelator show for a while now. And Jenny and Kevin, being 2 former students of his, currently trying to milk all the dollars they can out of him, have gone with him to continue to not save face, but appear very friendly with him. They gotta support him, even if they personally might not really at all care about this Revelator concert.
All right, fantastic.
They probably show up very punctually.
Yeah. Just as things are probably starting to get going.
Yeah.
Who else is showing up? All right. Why else is everyone here?
I can jump in next. I imagine that Maxwell, Ruben, and Jasper, they're all roommates. They each kind of have their own reasons for going. I imagine Maxwell he's a nice guy. He wants to support the local music, and it just seems like a real like a nice thing to do. Jasper's going just on the off chance that they really hit it big. And 1, he can say that he liked them before they were cool, and 2, he's gonna try and pick up some merch and sell it for 10 times the price in a year, on eBay. And
Smart.
Ruben, I imagine that he was their ride.
That's just good
So-
investing right there.
Oh yeah.
That's just
No,
nuts.
Jasper's gonna like try and get like a bunch of like all the things that he can and just be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna this shirt's $10. All right, $500 when they're big. He just has a
smart.
stack of things for them to all sign.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you get in there and there's some weird thing where there's like a guy trying to set up a table, but there's other guys with this like box of rocks. You don't understand. The merch situation seems very confused.
Oh, it's some Art Nouveau thing.
Yeah. So I like to imagine that the only thing that I could get a personal trainer, line cook, and daycare attendant to have in common is that they probably all dropped out of college or something. So they were all college buddies and eventually just stopped going. And they just kind of stuck out together, and they are huge Revelator fans and are ready to be here, man.
Cool. So my group definitely shows up about as late to this as is narratively allowed. Maggie is everyone has that member of the friend group who always has something that they can offer for the group to do, and it's like never the same thing. Just like constantly like, hey guys, I heard about this combination scuba diving and microbrewery bar. Let's go. Maggie's that. So none of them have any attachment to Revelator. None of them even listen to this music. The last time Scott bought an album that he listened to besides the radio was Nickelback. And Faust is mostly into like local folk bands. But Maggie's really excited to go. She's always looking for something to do. And the other two just like want to do something that isn't work and sleep tonight. But it does take a while to drag them to get going. So they are probably the last ones here.
Fantastic. All right. Last is Deadeye.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Arthur arrives like about like 15 minutes early, but doesn't actually like enter the building until like 2 or 3 minutes later. He's still wearing his postman's uniform. He looks a little nervous. Lionel and Freddy, on the other hand, before going to the concert, they've probably grabbed a couple PBRs. It's to them, it's standard concert procedure to drink shitty beer and then show up a little pissed face. Plus, with a band named like Revelator, they expect there to be some kind of party.
Yeah. So you start hearing some. So the band starts going. It's a hardcore punk show, so there's a fair bit of thrashing and going on. That being part of the appeal. Dave, you had a little bit of a sample here that you'd cooked up that you could play for us, did you?
Just enjoy Tom's voice. This song is called Grand Theft Starship.
Yeah, so it's loud, it's assaultive. There's like it only looks like there's 4 people up there, but it sounds like there's a lot more. You know, they're definitely loud. That's what they've got going for them. But they've got a very elaborate like setup. Like they've just got a lot of shit on stage. They've got a big heavy duty like lighting rig. They've got a lot of amplifiers. Like they've really dragged out just like a lot of stuff on stage. And of course people are getting into it. Who's super into it and who's just like, I'm fucking here, I guess.
My whole group is so into it.
Yeah.
Carlton is actively complaining that he's having a lot of difficulty explaining the value of the crystals formed in his feldspar to this person who's right next to him. Like, totally counterintuitive for a rock show.
Claudia's loving it in a very charming middle-aged man way. Jenny is kind of getting into it. Kevin could not care less at all, actually.
I think
Lionel
more than
and-
the show, my group is loving how much Claudia is loving it. There are like 3 rows of people back, just like nudging each other and like pointing at the 50-year-old dude who's just like going ham. And that's making their night.
Oh, fantastic. So you guys are having a grand old time. Either well, maybe or not, as depending. But one of the things that's happening is that the building's power is clearly like having some trouble. Like they've got a lot of shit that they've plugged in, and the power in the building is like it's doing its best, but this building hasn't seen a lot of love since you would guess 1959, and the power is starting to brown out a little bit. And you notice that, and those of you who came in late might have thought that this was just part of their setup, but those of you who were here early know this is actually part of the building, is that there's this thing hanging from the mobile, part bug zapper, part orrery, part astral. It's like a ceiling fan. Like it's this big, elaborate, just thing. And it's got like sort of a little bit of electricity going. And those of you might have thought that this was like a piece of decoration. It might be, but if you were here earlier and if you saw it was here before they showed up. Like it was here when they unlocked the door and came in. This is like part of the building, but it's just this weird fucking crazy ass mechanical device that is just suspended from the ceiling where you would expect like a ceiling fan basically.
Ah, I know what that is. It's a doohickey.
Doohickey would be definitely a word for it. Doodad, a what's it, also very appropriate. But it's also not doing great with the power being the way it is. Like it was sort of like gently spinning in a couple of little like circles, but now they're like very herky jerky, and the bug zapper parts are really going. And people are out on the floor, they're stomping, they're moshing, they're having a lovely time. So it's like wobbling a little bit, and then it gives just one too many wobbles, and this thing just falls right through the floor. It's loud, it's assaultive. It only looks like there's 4 people up there, but it sounds like there's a lot more. Definitely loud. That's what they've got going for them.